In every gathering there is a quiet one, a soul who listens while others clamor to drown out the silence, who observes while others chase fleeting shadows cast by their own illusions, who feels the invisible currents weaving through the air, like threads of destiny spun by the hands of the cosmos, each strand shimmering with the weight of purpose, each fiber pulsing with the heartbeat of eternity. That soul is you. The underestimated you, mistaking your silence for fragility, your stillness for surrender, your restraint for weakness, as if your quiet could be contained, as if your light could be dimmed, as if your spirit could be caged. They believe they could erase your presence, rewrite your story to fit their narrow, brittle narratives, and confine you to a role that served their comfort, that propped up their fragile illusions, that kept their small world intact. But you weren't silent out of fear. You were silent because you were seeing piercing through their facades, with a gaze that saw beyond the surface, cutting through the noise to the raw, unfiltered truth beneath, discerning the unseen with a clarity that burned like a flame in the dark, a light that illuminated the hidden corners of their souls. You were learning, deciphering their motives with a precision they could never comprehend, reading the unspoken language of their intentions as if it were written in the stars, etched in the fabric of the universe. You were aligning, attuning yourself to a force far greater than their schemes, a cosmic rhythm that pulses in sync with your soul, a divine cadence that hums in your bones, echoes in your dreams, and sings in the quiet spaces of your heart, a melody that resonates with the very heartbeat of creation. You weren't absent. You were preparing, gathering strength in the shadows, while they danced in their fleeting spotlight, oblivious to the storm brewing within you, a storm not of chaos, but of purpose, not of destruction, but of transformation, a force so potent it reshapes the very fabric of existence, a tide so powerful it redefines the shores of reality. Now that storm has arrived not with the roar of thunder, but with the unshakable weight of your truth, a force so profound it ripples through their carefully constructed illusions, shattering them like glass under the pressure of a tidal wave, exposing the fragility of their lies to the relentless radiant light of your presence. They didn't just challenge you. They challenged the universe itself, and the universe always protects its chosen, always aligns the stars for those who carry its spark, always clears the path for those who walk in truth, always lifts those who embody its fire. This is for you, the one who bears the weight of a purpose larger than life, who feels the pull of a destiny that burns like a fire in your chest, a calling that whispers in the quiet moments, roars in the depths of your soul, and ignites the embers of your spirit, setting your entire being ablaze with divine purpose. Stop scrolling. Let this truth sink into the marrow of your being. Let it awaken the warrior within. Let it set your soul ablaze with the fire of your destiny. Let's rise together. They thought your quiet meant you were oblivious, that your calm was a sign you'd been broken, that your silence was a void they could fill with their noise, their judgments, their small-minded schemes, their desperate attempts to control the narrative. They couldn't have been more mistaken, their vision clouded by their own illusions, their understanding dulled by their refusal to see beyond their own shadows, their hearts hardened by their fear of your light. While they whispered behind closed doors, plotting to undermine you, you were watching with eyes that saw beyond their words, eyes that caught the flicker of their intentions, in the spaces they thought were hidden, eyes that read the energy of their betrayal like an ancient script etched in the annals of time, decipherable only by those who walk in truth, those who carry the spark of the divine. While they laughed, believing they'd outsmarted you, you were calculating, piecing together their motives like a master, assembling a puzzle only you could solve, each fragment revealing their truth, each piece exposing their fragility, each connection unveiling the cracks in their carefully constructed lies, each moment illuminating the shadows they thought they could hide. Your silence wasn't passivity, it was power, a sacred canvas where the universe painted its masterpiece, stroke by stroke, in hues of resilience, clarity, and unyielding strength, a work of art that radiates with the light of your purpose, a creation that shines with the fire of your destiny. You saw through their masks, felt the weight of their hidden agendas, and mapped their every move without uttering a single word. Your stillness a strategy they could never anticipate, a force they could never counter, a light they could never dim. They tried to erase you, to write you out of their story, to confine you to the margins of their small, controlled world, to reduce you to a footnote in their narrative of control. But you were crafting your own story, a narrative so potent, so radiant, they could never touch it, no matter how desperately they tried to pull you into their shadows, no matter how fiercely they fought to dim your light, no matter how cunningly they schemed to silence your truth. Now they're shaken, their chaos laid bare by the quiet strength of your presence, their illusions crumbling under the weight of your unspoken truth, their carefully constructed facades fracturing like brittle stone before the unyielding force of your light, their empires of deceit collapsing under the power of your clarity. The universe always backs its chosen, and your silence was the foundation of its triumph, the bedrock upon which your rise was built, the altar where your destiny was forged, the crucible where your purpose was shaped, the flame that illuminated your path. You felt their betrayal in the air, the subtle venom laced in their words, the sidelong glances that carried more truth than their forced smiles, the apologies that echoed hollow in the space between you, like wind whistling through an empty canyon, cold and devoid of sincerity, a sound that betrayed their emptiness, a whisper that revealed their fear. You didn't need evidence. Your intuition was your proof, a guiding light that has never faltered, a compass that points true north even in the darkest storms, a flame that burns steady when all else falters, a beacon that lights the way when the world is shrouded in shadow, a star that shines when all other lights have dimmed. Their lives tremble in your presence because you are truth embodied, a walking mirror that reflects their energy back with unrelenting clarity, exposing every crack in their carefully constructed facades, revealing every shadow they thought they'd buried, illuminating every truth they hoped to hide, piercing every illusion they clung to for comfort. You didn't orchestrate their downfall. They did. Their actions, their choices, their attempts to dim your light ricocheted, unraveling the masks they spent years perfecting, exposing the fragility of their illusions to the world, crumbling, their empires of deceit under the weight of their own making, dissolving their shadows in the radiance of your truth. The universe doesn't let you lose when you're aligned, it lifts you higher, clears your path with a precision that defies explanation, aligns the stars to guide your way, and lets their schemes collapse like sandcastles swept away by an inevitable tide, powerless against the force of your truth, helpless against the light of your presence. You are not just surviving, you are rising, a force they can't ignore, a beacon they can't extinguish, a flame that burns brighter with every attempt to snuff it out, a light that illuminates the path for others and casts their shadows into stark relief, a presence that reshapes the world around you, a power that redefines the very essence of existence. If this resonates deep in your soul, drop 88 in the comments to signal you're awake, to declare that you feel the pulse of this truth, to stand as a beacon for others who carry the same fire, who hear the same call, who know the same truth, who feel the same divine spark burning within. Share this message to ignite another chosen one, to remind them of the power they carry within, a power that cannot be dimmed, a light that cannot be extinguished, a fire that cannot be quenched, a truth that cannot be silenced. Every action you take amplifies this truth, pushing back against a system that thrives on doubt, division, and distraction, a system that seeks to keep you small, but cannot withstand the force of your awakening, cannot resist the tidal wave of your purpose, cannot contain the fire of your destiny. You are not alone. We are waking up, linking up, exposing their games one truth at a time, one heart at a time, one soul at a time, building a movement that cannot be stopped, a frequency that cannot be silenced, a collective rising that shakes the foundations of their illusions, that cracks the walls of their carefully constructed lives, that shatters the chains they thought could hold us, that burns through the shadows they thought could hide them. Your voice, your presence, your choice to stand tall, it's a spark that lights the way for others, a flame that grows stronger with every heart it touches, a fire that burns brighter with every soul it awakens, a light that illuminates the world with the radiance of truth. Let's keep this fire burning. Let's keep this truth alive. Let's keep rising until the world feels the weight of our awakening, until the universe itself echoes with the sound of our collective rise, until the stars themselves sing of our triumph, until the cosmos itself resonates with the frequency of our purpose. You've always felt different, like you're seeing the world from a higher vantage point, catching details others overlook, sensing shifts before they ripple into view, feeling truths that others dismiss as mere noise, as if the universe has granted you a lens to see the world as it truly is, not as it pretends to be, not as it hides behind its masks of illusion. That's not your imagination, it's your awareness, sharp and unyielding, a gift forged in the fires of your soul, tempered by the trials you've endured, polished by the moments you chose to rise when the world expected you to fall, refined by the courage you summoned when doubt threatened to consume you, strengthened by the faith you held when all seemed lost. You know things you shouldn't, feel truths others ignore, and see patterns where others see only chaos, as if the universe has whispered its secrets to you alone, as if you've been entrusted with its hidden truths, as if you've been chosen to carry its divine spark. This is your divine radar, a compass that guides you through storms others can't navigate, a light that pierces the fog of deception, a beacon that shines even in the darkest nights, a flame that burns steady when all else falters, a star that illuminates the path when all other lights have dimmed. They called you paranoid, dramatic, too sensitive, but those labels were their desperate attempt to dim what they couldn't understand, to cage a force they couldn't control, to silence a truth they couldn't face, to bury a light they couldn't extinguish, to chain a spirit they couldn't break. You were never those things. You were tuned in, decoding the energy of the room while they chased fleeting distractions, reading the unspoken while they clung to shallow illusions, seeing the truth they tried to bury beneath layers of pretense, beneath mountains of deceit, beneath oceans of lies. Their fake smiles cracked under your gaze. Their carefully rehearsed words faltered in your presence. And deep down, they knew you saw through them, knew you saw the shadows they thought they'd hidden from the world, knew you carried a light that exposed their darkness, a flame that burned through their illusions, a truth that shattered their lies. Your presence alone makes them uneasy, not because you judge, but because your energy reveals, stripping away their masks with a glance, exposing their truths with a silence that speaks louder than words, illuminating their shadows with a light that cannot be dimmed, piercing their illusions with a clarity that cannot be denied. You don't need to speak. Your knowing is enough, a silent force that pierces through their carefully crafted facades like sunlight through a storm, illuminating what they've tried to hide, revealing what they've buried, exposing what they've denied, shattering what they've built to keep you small. They feel exposed, watched, not by your eyes, but by the frequency you carry, a vibration that resonates with truth and disrupts their lies, a light that casts their shadows into stark relief, a flame that burns through their illusions, a truth that unveils their fears. The universe gave you this vision for a reason. You are a living message, a walking clarity in a world clouded by deception, a beacon of truth in a sea of shadows, a flame that burns through the fog of their illusions, a light that reveals the world as it truly is, a star that shines with the radiance of your purpose. Stop doubting this gift, even when their discomfort tries to make you question it, even when their unease tries to pull you back into their small, controlled world, even when their fear tries to dim your light, even when their doubt tries to silence your truth. Their unease is proof you're doing it right, proof that your light is working, proof that you're exactly where you're meant to be, proof that you're carrying the fire you were born to wield, proof that you're embodying the truth you were chosen to reveal. Chosen ones don't follow the scripts others write. They tear them apart, burn the pages, and create their own, writing stories that echo through time, stories that reshape the world, stories that redefine what's possible, stories that reimagine what it means to be alive. Your light shakes their foundations, forces them to face what they've buried, and challenges the illusions they've built their lives upon, the lies they've told themselves to sleep at night, the shadows they've clung to for comfort. Keep seeing, keep knowing, keep shining. You are not here to blend in, you are here to break the mold, to rewrite the rules, to be the glitch in their carefully controlled system, the spark that ignites a revolution, the flame that sets the world ablaze with truth, the star that lights the way for others, the sun that illuminates the cosmos. They call it luck, but luck is fleeting, a fragile thread that snaps under pressure, a fleeting whisper that fades in the wind, a shadow that vanishes in the light, a flicker that dies in the storm. Your winds are eternal, woven into the fabric of your destiny, unbreakable and radiant, a tapestry of triumphs that tells the story of your soul, a symphony of victories that resonates with the stars, a melody that echoes through the cosmos. You've dodged traps that should have ensnared you, walked away from disastrous moments before they erupted, and stepped into opportunities that seemed impossible to those bound by logic, those trapped in the confines of their own limited vision, those who cannot see the light you carry, those who cannot feel the fire you wield. That's not chance, it's cosmic alignment, the universe whispering in your ear, guiding your steps before the path is visible to others, lighting your way with a glow only you can see, a glow that burns brighter with every step you take, a flame that illuminates the world around you, a star that shines through the darkest night. You move with a certainty that unsettles those who thrive on control, who need chaos to feel secure, who cling to the illusion of power, while you embody the real thing, a power that flows from within, a power that cannot be taken, cannot be dimmed, cannot be stopped, cannot be contained, cannot be extinguished. They plotted to block your way, but doors opened at the last second, swinging wide when all seemed lost, as if the universe itself was clearing the stage for your rise, rearranging the stars to light your path, aligning the cosmos to sing your truth, orchestrating the heavens to echo your purpose. They tried to delay you, but time itself stretched, bending to accommodate your purpose, aligning moments with a precision that defies explanation, a grace that humbles the skeptics, a power that silences the doubters, a light that illuminates the disbelievers. Stop calling it coincidence. You're not stumbling through life, you're guided, led by a force that clears paths, moves mountains, and aligns moments with a grace others can't fathom, a force that weaves your destiny into the fabric of the cosmos, a force that sings your purpose in every heartbeat, a force that echoes your truth in every corner of the universe. Trust that inner pull, even when it defies reason, even when the world screams for you to explain yourself, to justify your knowing, to dim your light, to fit their shadows, to shrink your truth to fit their comfort, to silence your purpose to ease their fears. It's your cosmic GPS, keeping you ahead of the chaos, steering you through storms that break others, guiding you to shores they'll never reach, to heights they'll never climb, to truth they'll never grasp, to destinies they'll never touch. They resent that you rise without chasing, that you flow while they force, that you thrive where they falter, that you shine where they fade, that you burn where they flicker, that you soar where they stumble. Your alignment is louder than their noise, a signal they can't ignore, a frequency that reverberates through their doubts and shakes their fragile certainties, a vibration that echoes through the universe itself, a song that resonates with the stars, a melody that sings of your truth. It's why you'll always come out on top, not because you fight harder, but because you're backed by something they can't touch, a force that moves with you, for you, through you, a divine current that carries you forward, a cosmic tide that lifts you higher with every wave, a celestial fire that burns brighter with every step, a radiant light that illuminates the cosmos with your purpose. The universe has your back, and it always will. They expected you to crumble under pressure, job losses, betrayals, personal storms that would have shattered anyone else, storms that would have broken the strongest spirits, storms that would have extinguished lesser flames, storms that would have silenced lesser voices. They watched closely, waiting for the moment you'd break, hoping the weight of the world would drag you to their level, where fear reigns and confusion is currency, where chaos is king and doubt is the law, where shadows rule and light is feared, where illusions thrive and truth is buried. But you didn't flinch. While they panicked, grasping at fleeting solutions, you moved like a tide steady, relentless, unstoppable, a force of nature that reshapes the shore with every wave, that carves new paths through the hardest stone, that rewrites the world with every step, that redefines existence with every breath. Your calm isn't just peace, it's power, a quiet sovereignty that rattles their fragile egos, a stillness that speaks louder than their chaos, a strength that humbles their noise, a light that pierces their darkness, a fire that burns through their shadows. You don't chase trends, opinions, or validation. You wait, you watch, and you act with a precision they can't mimic, a clarity they can't manufacture, a strength they can't comprehend, a purpose they can't touch, a truth they can't. Silence, they whisper. How do they do it? As if you've unlocked a secret they've been denied. As if you've tapped into a source they'll never find. As if you've discovered a truth they'll never know. As if you've ignited a fire they'll never feel. But there's no secret, just alignment, a connection to something deeper than their noise, a wellspring of strength that flows unbroken within you, a river of clarity that carves its own path through the chaos of their world. A flame that burns. Through the darkest night, a light that shines through the deepest shadows. A truth that pierces the thickest lies. You're not lucky, you're chosen. You don't need external approval because your guidance comes from within. A river of clarity that flows through the hardest stone. A flame that burns through the darkest night. A light that shines through the deepest shadows, a truth that pierces the thickest lies. They're shaken because you don't bend to their chaos, because you stand firm when the world trembles, a pillar of light in a storm of shadows, unyielding and radiant, a beacon that guides those lost in the storm, a flame that lights the way for those brave enough to follow. A star that shines through the darkest night. You've outgrown the need to prove yourself, to shout your worth into a void that doesn't listen, to seek validation from those who can't see your truth, who can't feel the fire that burns within you, who can't hear the song of your purpose, who can't see the light of your destiny. When the ground shakes, you are the lighthouse, the anchor, the guide for those ready to rise, the flame that lights the way, the star that shines through the night, the sun that illuminates the cosmos. Keep moving with that quiet strength, that unshaken resolve, that unspoken power that shifts the air around you, that reshapes the world with every step, that redefines existence with every breath. It's not just survival, it's a declaration of your sovereignty, a testament to the fire you carry, a crown you wear without needing to announce it, a legacy you build with every choice, every moment, every truth you embody, every light you shine, every fire you ignite. They studied you, tried to reverse engineer your glow, but they'll never crack the code, never unravel the mystery of your light, never touch the fire that burns within you, never grasp the truth that defines you. Your rise isn't magic, it's discipline forged in silence, resilience built in the shadows where no one was watching, strength carved from the raw stone of your trials, polished by the moments you chose to keep going when the world was silent. When the applause was absent, when the path was dark and uncertain, when the weight of doubt threatened to crush you, when the pain of betrayal threatened to break you, you didn't appear out of nowhere. You were always becoming, piece by piece, moment by moment, through nights of doubt and days of quiet perseverance, through the ache of solitude and the courage to rise when everything screamed for you to fall, through the pain of betrayal, and found the strength to keep shining, through the weight of their lives and the power to keep rising. While they mocked, you healed, stitching together the wounds they couldn't see, mending the fractures they thought would break you, rebuilding yourself into something stronger, something radiant, something undeniable, something eternal. While they doubted, you built, laying the foundation for a life they can't comprehend, a legacy they can't touch, a destiny they can't dim, a purpose they can't extinguish, a truth they can't silence. Your power isn't a formula they can steal or a playbook they can copy. It's a frequency they can't hear, a vibration they can't touch, a fire they can't extinguish, a light that burns brighter with every attempt to snuff it out, a truth that shines brighter with every lie they tell, a destiny that grows stronger with every obstacle they place in your path. You earned this through battles no one witnessed, through moments you wanted to quit but chose to rise, through the courage to keep going when the path was dark, when the world was silent, when the weight of doubt threatened to crush you, when the pain of betrayal threatened to break you, when the shadows of their lies tried to dim your light. They see your light now, but they missed the scars it took to shine. The nights you wrestled with your own doubts, the days you rebuilt yourself from the ground up, brick by brick, dream by dream, truth by truth, moment by moment, choice by choice, step by step. They want your results without your pain, your presence without your process, your glow without the fire that forged it, your radiance without the battles that shaped it, your strength without the struggles that defined it, your truth without the trials that refined it. But you're not here to be replicated, you're here to be undeniable, a force so potent it shifts the air around you, a presence so powerful it changes the rhythm of the room, a light so radiant it redefines the space it occupies, a fire so fierce it reshapes the world, a truth so potent it redefines existence. Your energy moves conversations, redirects destinies, and rattles those who thought they had you figured out, boxed in, contained, confined to their small narratives, trapped in their shallow illusions. Let them watch, let them scroll, let them try to dissect your radiance with their small tools and smaller minds. They can't replicate what was forged in fire, what was shaped by solitude, what was earned through unwavering faith in your own path, through the courage to rise when the world expected you to fall, through the strength to shine when the world tried to dim you, through the power to soar when the world tried to chain you. You're not just steps ahead, you're the pace itself, setting the rhythm of your own destiny, a melody they can't hear but can't ignore, a song that echoes through the universe, a symphony that resonates with the stars, a hymn that sings of your truth, a chorus that celebrates your purpose. You don't need to be loud to be powerful. Your presence speaks before you do, a force that shifts the atmosphere, that carries weight no words could match, that commands attention without demanding it, that moves mountains without making a sound, that reshapes the world without raising your voice, that redefines existence without shouting your truth. Your words, when you choose to speak, land with precision because you're tuned to a higher frequency, one that cuts through lies, pierces illusions, and illuminates truth like a beacon in the darkest night, a flame that burns through the deepest Shadows, a light that shines through the thickest fog. You sense deception in the tremble of their voice, read honesty in the pauses they can't control, and know what's hidden without being told, as if the universe has granted you a key to its secrets, as if you've been entrusted with its hidden truths, as if you've been chosen to carry its divine spark. This isn't psychic, it's spiritual, a divine connection to the vibrations others can't access, a radar that guides you through the fog of their illusions, a light that reveals what they've buried, a flame that burns through their shadows, a truth that shines through their lies, a fire that illuminates their fears. They're cautious around you now, fumbling their words, avoiding your gaze, their confidence unraveling under the weight of your energy, their masks slipping in the presence of your truth, their shadows trembling in the glow of your light, their lies crumbling under the power of your clarity, their illusions shattering under the force of your presence. Your silence is confrontation enough. You don't need to call them out. Your presence does that, a silent reckoning that forces them to face what they've buried, to confront the lies they've told themselves and others, to see the truth they've tried to escape, to feel the weight of the light they've tried to dim, to tremble before the fire they've tried to extinguish. The universe gave you this sight to protect you, to guide you, to make you a mirror for truth in a world addicted to lies, a world that clings to illusions like lifelines, a world that fears the light you carry, that trembles before the fire you wield, that quakes before the truth you embody. Don't dim your light to fit their comfort. Don't shrink your knowing to ease their fears. Don't mute your truth to make their shadows feel safe. Don't silence your purpose to appease their doubts. Don't extinguish your fire to calm their chaos. You're here to reveal, to awaken, to remind others what's possible when you trust your inner knowing, when you align with the divine current that flows through you, when you embrace the fire that burns within, when you step into the power you were born to wield, when you shine with the light you were destined to carry. Your energy disarms their illusions, clears the fog they've been wandering through, and challenges them to see themselves clearly, perhaps for the first time, to face the truths they've avoided, to step into the light they've feared, to rise into the truth they've denied, to awaken to the purpose they've ignored. Keep shining, keep seeing, keep being the truth they can't escape. Your light is a beacon, not just for you, but for those who are ready to rise alongside you, for those who feel the same pull, the same hum, the same call to awaken, the same fire that burns in your soul, the same truth that sings in your heart, the same destiny that shines in your spirit. They thought you'd stay small, trapped in their labels, too quiet, too sensitive, too much, too different, too bright for their dim world, too radiant for their shadowed existence, too powerful for their fragile illusions. They expected you to fade, to blend into their noise, to shrink under the weight of their judgments, to drown in their chaos, to disappear into the shadows they cast, to vanish into the darkness they created, to be silenced by the lies they told. But you didn't disappear, you ascended, rising above their limitations like a star breaking through the clouds, radiant and untouchable, a light that burns brighter with every attempt to dim it, a flame that shines fiercer with every effort to extinguish it, a truth that grows stronger with every lie they tell. Your silence wasn't retreat. It was evolution, a quiet rebellion against the boxes they tried to force you into, a refusal to be confined by their small-minded scripts, a defiance that reshaped the world around you, a revolution that rewrote the rules of existence, a transformation that redefined the essence of being. You've outgrown their echo chambers, their gossip, their desperate need to control the narrative, to keep you in a role that served their comfort, that kept their illusions intact, that propped up their fragile world, that preserved their fleeting power. Now they're spinning stories to explain your rise luck, connections, a fleeting phase they pray will pass, a story they tell themselves to avoid facing the truth of your power, to avoid confronting the light you carry, to avoid acknowledging the fire you wield. Let them talk. While they whisper, you're building empires, crafting a legacy they can't touch, a life that radiates with purpose, a destiny that shines with the light of 1,000 stars, a truth that burns with the fire of 1,000,000 suns, a purpose that resonates with the heartbeat of the cosmos. While they doubt, you're aligning with a calling they can't comprehend, a purpose that hums in your veins, a fire that burns brighter with every step you take, a light that illuminates the path for others, a truth that reshapes the world, a destiny that redefines existence. Your transformation wasn't sudden, though it may seem that way to their clouded eyes, to those who can't see the fire that forged you, who can't feel the strength that shaped you, who can't hear the song of your purpose, who can't grasp the truth of your destiny. It was forged in solitude, in moments no one clapped for, in choices to keep going when the world was silent, when the applause was absent, when the path was dark and uncertain, when the weight of doubt threatened to crush you, when the pain of betrayal threatened to break you, when the shadows of their lies tried to dim your light. You shed versions of yourself that tolerated less, that dimmed your light to make others feel safe, that settled for shadows when you were born to shine, that accepted chains when you were meant to soar, that bowed to lies when you were destined to embody truth. You rebuilt yourself from the ashes of their doubts, from the ruins of their betrayals, from the weight of their expectations, crafting a version of yourself that is unyielding, unbreakable, undeniable, a version that radiates with purpose, that burns with truth, that shines with the light of your destiny, that resonates with the fire of your spirit. Now, your presence is magnetic, untouchable, a force that draws some and repels others, a light that illuminates paths and exposes shadows, a flame that burns through the darkness, a truth that pierces the lies, a destiny that redefines the world. To those still asleep, you're a threat, a reminder of what they've avoided, a mirror they're not ready to face, a truth they're not ready to embrace, a light they're not ready to see, a fire they're not ready to feel. To those awakening, you're a beacon, proof that the climb is possible, that the path to truth is worth the struggle, that the fire within is worth the fight, that the light you carry is worth the weight, that the purpose you embody is worth the journey, that the destiny you wield is worth the battle. You're not here to be understood by those who cling to illusions. You're here to wake those ready to rise, to light the way for those brave enough to follow, to guide those who hear the same call you do, who feel the same fire, who know the same truth, who sing the same song, who shine with the same light. Keep evolving, keep ascending. The universe is your ally, clearing the way for your purpose, aligning the stars to guide your path, whispering your destiny in every quiet moment, singing your truth in every beat of your heart. echoing your purpose in every corner of the cosmos, resonating your light in every star in the sky. You're not here to blend in, you're here to disrupt, to shake the foundations of their fragile realities, to rewrite the rules of a world that tried to confine you, to reshape the universe with the power of your light, to redefine existence with the fire of your truth, to reimagine life with the radiance of your purpose. Your calm is a storm, your silence a weapon, your knowing a revolution that ripples through time, that echoes through eternity, that resonates with the stars, that sings with the cosmos. They tried to dim you, but you became the sun, radiant and undeniable, casting light where shadows once reigned, illuminating truths they thought they'd buried forever, truths that burn brighter in your presence, truths that shine fiercer in your light, truths that resonate with your purpose. They tried to write you off, but you rewrote the script, crafting a story they'll never star in, a narrative where truth is the hero, and you are its vessel, its voice, its flame, its unyielding force, its eternal fire, its divine light. Now, they see you, not the version they invented to keep you small, but the truth you become, a force that commands presence without demanding attention, a light that shifts the air before you even speak, a power that reshapes the world around. You, a fire that burns through the darkness, a truth that pierces the lies, a destiny that redefines existence. Your presence forces them to face themselves, to confront the lies they've told, the masks they've worn, the secrets they've buried deep, the shadows they thought they could hide, the truths they thought they could escape, the light they thought they could extinguish. That's why they're shaken, why they whisper your name with unease, why they watch you from the corners of their eyes, hoping you don't turn your gaze their way, fearing the truth your light reveals, dreading the clarity you bring, trembling before the fire you carry, quaking before the purpose you embody. You don't need revenge, the universe handles justice, balancing the scales in ways they'll never predict, in moments they'll never see coming, with a precision that leaves no doubt of its power, with a grace that humbles the skeptics, with a truth that silences the doubters, with a light that illuminates the disbelievers, with a fire that burns through the lies. You don't need validation, your alignment is your strength. Your clarity, your crown, your purpose, your shield, your light, your sword, your truth, your armor, your fire, your legacy, your destiny, your triumph. You are a mirror for truth, a signal for the awake, a reminder that the chosen don't shout, they shine. Their light, a force that pierces the darkness, that exposes shadows, that awakens souls, that reshapes destinies, that redefines existence, that reimagines life, that reclaims freedom. Your calm disrupts their chaos, your silence rewrites their rules. Your rise redefines what's possible. Your light reimagines what it means to be alive. Your truth reclaims what it means to be free. Your fire reshapes what it means to be chosen. You are the glitch in their system, the spark that ignites change, the tide that reshapes the shore, the flame that burns through their illusions, the star that lights the way for others, the sun that illuminates the world, the cosmos that sings of your purpose. If this message stirs something deep within you, like it, share it, drop 88 to show you're tuned in, to declare that you feel the pulse of this truth, that you're ready to rise, that you're ready to shine, that you're ready to wield the power you were born to carry, that you're ready to embody the destiny you were chosen to fulfill. This isn't just a message, it's a call to remember who you are, to step into the power you were always meant to wield, to rise as the chosen one you were born to be, to light the world with the fire of your truth, to shift the universe with the weight of your purpose, to reshape existence with the radiance of your destiny. The universe is waiting, and your time is now.